How's it going, everybody? Welcome to my presentation on self-improvement in 2020. This presentation is going to go over some key topics that I think a lot of people deem as most important when looking into self-improvement. It's not going to be a super in-depth analysis, and if you are someone who's kind of more knowledgeable in these areas, it might be very basic, but it's going to be used for people who haven't had much thought or they don't know where to start, and kind of showing them some guidelines. I do encourage you, if you do have a topic that you're wanting to know more about, I do have a lot more information and knowledge on these topics so that I can make more in-depth videos if you'd like. So please just leave a comment below of what you would like to see, and I can help take a look at that and comment back to you and make a video about it. So let's jump on into it. Okay, so on the agenda, we're going to be talking about the expectations of this course, who the course is for, and then we'll jump into the topics of fitness, nutrition, social, financial, hobby, and summary. And the expectations of the course is to really just introduce some of the key topics that many people are looking to build upon in their lives and grow in, and then just set a foundational structure for beginners. If you are more advanced or even medium skill level in these areas, then this could be very basic, but it could be also good motivational and a good reminder to stay on track, and that's what I hope it does for you. And then to really help you take pride in your journey and your goals. It is very hard sometimes to make a change to your daily habits, and taking pride in your goal is very critical. And you're going to get there by holding yourself accountable and taking that first step or taking that second step, and then being consistent with your actions. That's really what it's all about. And really, you got to be optimistic. Set the goal that you want to get to, be about it, live that life. And there are going to be days where you miss a workout, or you do this, you do that, that's negative, and that's okay. That happens to everybody. I promise everyone has those days, but you need to be overall staying positive and just understanding that it's a marathon and not just a sprint. It takes time to see results, but as time goes on, those things become easier, and then you have new goals in mind. It's not really, you're not going to see that one result in one day. It's going to take a week, a month, a year, your life. That's what you want to build, as a lifetime skill. Okay, so who is this information for? So it could be for people who are already on their self-improvement journey. Like I said, if you're advanced already, or someone who's already been into it, maybe this is just a reminder to stay into that, keep going with your goals and keep working on it. Or maybe an area you look to get just a little one new piece of advice from. People who are looking for some sort of motivation or for that spark they need. This could be people who have thought about it in the past but never acted upon it, or someone who just came across the video and decided it was a good topic and something that they could maybe want to look into. And I just also want to encourage you again, if you have a topic that you want a more in-depth analysis on, I'm sure others do as well, so please leave a comment and I can make a video on it. Let's see. And then we'll jump straight into our first topic, which will be fitness. And I think we all know that the fitness industry and all that is probably the highest pushed area that people really look into. So why should you care about changing your fitness habits is the main question. And for me, I think this is honestly the topic I am most knowledgeable about. My degree kind of followed this path from college, so and my personal hobbies and what I do on a daily basis kind of aligns with this as well. So yeah, let's jump on into this one. So for all of these slides, for all the topics, we're gonna go from benefits and the barriers that help or that hurt people from continuing, and then some things we can do to track and progress in those areas. So some benefits of fitness is it's typically considered the best way to look and feel good. I mean, there's a lot from nutrition that goes into this, and probably mainly from nutrition, But fitness, has been shown many times to increase endorphins and serotonins and, make you feel good and help you build the muscle to look good. So there's a lot you can do there. A great tool for stress relief. Personally, for me, I think it's my main source of stress relief. I mean, I try to work out daily because I know that when I'm done, I do feel a lot better than I did when I started. It can be a lot of fun. Whether you like to, play basketball or go for a run or, play a team sport, it can be fun and enjoyable and competitive, which a lot of people enjoy. It does help, and this is a kind of like a positive loop. It helps with food intake and sleep. The more you work out, you can eat more because you can essentially burn more calories, and I think a lot of people like that about working out, and they enjoy eating, so it kind of helps balance that out, and then it helps you with your sleep schedules. So it's kind of like a positive loop and helps you in other areas. And kind of like I mentioned with the fun, it can be, a great hobby potential, lifting, running, hiking, recreational sports, what have you. You can tie those hand in hand, and I think they're both, great things to look into. So a lot of benefit there in fitness. Common barriers can be hard to stick to a routine. This can be based on other factors like a job, a family, school. It is hard to always be super consistent, but I think that if you over time are doing it, then it kind of averages itself out. It can take time to see results, which can be discouraging for someone who just starts into fitness. Can be difficult physically and mentally in the early stages. Can be expensive for gym memberships or other equipment you might need. Can be seasonal or locked behind weather conditions or other barring factors. If you live in a super cold place or a place where it's always too hot, it can make it hard or difficult for you to go for a run outside or play volleyball or what have you. So there's a lot of barriers there. So how to get into it? So I think the first thing you have to do is kind of say, all right, what stops me from going to the gym? Is it because I think I'll be judged by others? Is it because I've gone and I've had negative experiences before? I don't know how to start. I don't know what to do at the gym or outside or what have you. I think that the first thing you need to do is find out why you're not doing it more than you are, or why you haven't been consistent about it. And from there, you'll have to really just address that concern and understand that it is normal. And honestly, I guarantee if you think of an excuse that you've had or a reason you've had, that thousands, if not millions of people have had it before. So I think starting there is a great way to start and realize that you're not alone. Maybe you can Google some answers. You can leave a comment below and I can help you address your concern. That's probably the best starting spot. And then finding a hobby or activity that you enjoy. Maybe there's something that you remember you did when you were younger, or something that you always wanted to do, a sport, running, what have you. Finding something that you enjoy or that you think you might enjoy and try it out. You're not going to be the best probably when you start, and that's okay. No one starts out as the best. Which can be frustrating if you're doing something that you've always wanted to do and it's harder than you thought it was. But you have to give it the time and you have to give it the respects and you have to put that first step forward to doing it. And then just understanding more is not always better. So you want to enjoy what you do. And so I think a lot of people, when they start fitness, they kind of go all in, all out, and they get super tired, super sore, and they think, wow, this is what fitness is. This is what it's going to do to me every time. And then they kind of lose the interest because they don't like to feel that way. So I think that the main thing that you should focus on if you haven't ever been about fitness is, consistency is absolutely key. Even if you're going to the gym and you're walking on the treadmill every day, just get there every day or 3 days, whatever consistent schedule you can stick to. Start going, stick to that schedule, make it a habit, and then from there start adding on more and more. It shouldn't be when you first start a burden. It should be, hey, I'm making the change. I'm going to go there. I'm going to put my time in, and I'm going to get out. And then as it starts becoming easier, now I'm adding more on and going from there. And then hold yourself accountable. Like, there's going to be days you don't feel like going. I encourage you to really take a look down deep in yourself and saying, is it because I'm feeling lazy? I'm just not wanting to do it? You know, you really have to hold yourself accountable if you want to get the results you want, and you can do it. I promise you can do it. You know, just start at a level that you think that will be not too easy but not too hard, and be consistent and grow from there. And that's my main point on this topic, is just consistency, accountability, and you can do it, and go from there. I kind of summed them up in the last slide, but, you know, sit down and write your goals out for your fitness journey. You know, what do you want to do? You want to have weight loss, strength gains, conditioning, feel better, hobbies? You know, what do you want to do? You know, track your progress. This one's big. It's something that I probably should have been doing myself more, but I recently tried to do it again. I do find that it benefits me. You know, write down, you know, if you want to be a better mile runner, then, you know, write down your times. You know, today I ran this, tomorrow I'll run this. You know, track it out, see your progress, see what you can do better. You know, it's really about finding what's right for you, what works for you, because everyone's different. So maybe you realized that you're running better times when you eat less food or more carbs or this or that. You know, try to find those patterns in your life, but it helps by tracking them and writing them down, because you probably won't remember every day what you ran the day before. And there's a lot of apps that can help you with this. Be realistic in your goals. You know, this takes time to understand. You know, when you start, it's hard to know where to go. I think that when you first start, I think your goal should be, okay, I'm going to go to the gym this many times a week. Doesn't really matter what I do, but I'm going to go this many times a week for this amount of time. That's a good goal to start. And then from there, once you start getting that habit down and you're going, then it can be like, okay, now I want to run a 10-minute mile on the treadmill 3 times a week. And then from there, you keep growing and moving forward. So I think start very basic by just getting there, and then pushing yourself more and more every time. Don't beat yourself up for, you know, getting tired or sore or not being as good as others or not looking as good as others. You don't know the other people. I mean, they could be 10 years into their journey of improving themselves, and you could be on day 1. So if you compare yourself to them, it's going to be hard for yourself to move forward. So I'd say just really, you know, stay in your own lane, and, you know, don't think about the others, because ultimately it's all about your journey and not theirs. So, you know, stay on track. Again, accountability and consistency are absolutely key. You can do it. Get to the gym, go run outside, go for a walk every day, whatever it is. Be consistent, hold yourself accountable, and grow from there. All right, so next up we'll have nutrition. And the question is, why should you care about healthier eating habits? This is a topic that I'd also say is not as quite as much knowledge as fitness, but I do, you know, really care about it and look into it. I'm not a perfect you know, healthy eater or anything by any means, but, you know, I do pay attention. So let's jump on in. All right, so some of the benefits: body composition can mostly be controlled by what you eat. You know, if you're really killing it in the gym but you're eating poorly outside, it can really detriment your potential gains. And I think that, honestly, you could probably eat your way to a good body before you could work yourself out to a good body. I mean, obviously you want both in a healthy manner, but body composition comes down to what you eat. You get better performance in your activities and hobbies and in life, at work, better mood, better sleep, overall better feeling of well-being, which is huge. I mean, everyone wants to go through life and feel good and not feel tired and sickly and all that all the time. And, you know, this is one of those things that really helps take care of that, and it's very important. So let's go into the barriers. So nutrition is very easy to go off track. It's very easy to, just go grab some food from a fast food restaurant, or it's very easy to say, well, I ate good yesterday, so today I'll eat bad, or really substituting days or weeks of time, and it's easy to go off track, and it's not always bad to go off track. It happens. We live in a modern society where that's very in your face stuff, but being consistent is what you should look for. There is also a lot of misinformation. Eat this, not that, and then the next week, okay, don't eat that, eat this, and very confusing. I know that I, for one, I do still spend time like looking at that stuff and reading books and studies, and it's kind of crazy how one week eating eggs is healthy, and the next week it's terrible for you. Cholesterol's terrible. Eating cholesterol is not that bad for you. This, that. It's hard to find a common ground that everyone agrees upon. So that is a big barrier. Convenience food, like I mentioned, the food that's just right there, oftentimes is not the healthiest for you from really any fast food restaurant, but it could be anything from a store that you have to heat up, or something that has a ton of ingredients. A lot of times it's not the best for you. The yo-yo dieting, again, is going on a diet, losing weight, stopping, gaining the weight back, going on a diet, losing weight. You're really you're doing something for a little while, and then you're going right back to where you were, which in the long term really evens out to nothing. So, and then burning out. You can kind of burn out on the food you eat and what you're doing, and I think that is probably something that I don't even know if a lot of people get to there, but they could, where you just eat the same things over and over every single day, and finally, like, all right, I'm done with this, I'm going to eat something else, and then you're back on your old ways. So those are the most common barriers that I can think of when it comes to nutrition. When it comes to tracking your progress and goals, I think that nutrition is really one that you have to really write your own journey on and do a lot of self-research on. And that could be said for all the other topics. It's just that this one, there's so many variables and so many differences in our bodies and genetics, and it's just, and culture and all this stuff, that it's just hard for anyone to really pinpoint exactly what you should do. So I'd say pay attention to how your body reacts to when you eat things. If you eat something and you notice you're getting bloated and feeling tired and not feeling really good, then maybe lessen that or cut that out of your diet. But if you're eating stuff that you feel energized, or you feel good and clear-minded, maybe that's something you want to eat more of, or pay attention to why that made you feel like that. I think this is just the most basic rule, but eat the least amount of processed foods you can, and by processed I mean, when you look at a package, how many ingredients are there and how many do you not know how to pronounce. Whole foods like bananas and oranges, and lean meats and fish and vegetables, stuff like that is what you want to strive for, because it's not processed, and it's what our bodies have been built on this earth to do and to process. So check the ingredients, see what they say. You'll find a lot of the foods that are, frozen or, bagged. They're going to have multiple ingredients you probably don't know how to pronounce. You don't know what they are. Not going to say they're terrible for you, but, avoiding those as much as you can is the best advice I can give. You can track your calories if needed. This can take some time to learn and get into. There's apps to do that. You can track it in Excel spreadsheets. Knowing what you're eating and knowing what kind of calories you're outputting or inputting is kind of important. It can be important, when you get down the road. But I think for the beginning, just watching what you eat in terms of processed food is a good start. And then, this is also maybe a further down the road kind of thing. But, based on your fitness goals, you can aim to slightly adjust your calories where needed. If you're looking to lose weight, maybe cut your calories down 100 calories a day from what you're maintaining at, and that can help to help you lose weight over time, or vice versa. If you're looking to gain weight, you can look to put the calories up, 100 calories or so. And then just to remember that there are many different factors to weight loss / weight gain, muscle mass, fat mass, water weight, and these could vary on a daily basis. So do not get discouraged by the fact that you gained weight here or you lost weight there, because there's so much going on. It really should just be looking to set a healthy habit that you can build off of for the future. And then understanding that changing a dietary habit is extremely difficult and it is okay to struggle. This one is difficult. This one, it's hard to, like fitness or other things, it's hard to see the growth you want to see or the change you want to see in a week or a month. You're gonna have days where you do fold, you eat that chocolate cake or cookies or whatever, but ultimately, it should be making the most positive changes you can over time, which is going to add up to being a healthier you. And again, accountability and consistency on this are key. Hold yourself accountable to making the right choices and do that on a consistent basis, and then you will see progress.